go. Good evening and welcome to Blue Dream Love and Wellness. Tonight we are going to be discussing our beautiful and lovely pets. They are the bomb diggity, are they not? Now let me see if I can get this off of here. Maybe not. There we go. So before I talk about working on your pets, the first thing we should do is actually, before we touch our pets to do any energy medicine on them, we can actually do it on ourselves before we touch them. So just really easy things. The first thing is the stomach thump. You all know that if our energies aren't balanced, they're going to go on to our beautiful fur babies. So let's balance ours. First, you want to start right here. This is the stomach meridian. Tap that. See how that feels to you. How does that feel? Now go down here to your K27. To me, this is numbing for me. Go down to your K27. And remember, this is the 27th point on the kidney meridian that gives us just a little extra energy that we need. It improves our focus and our concentration, brings us back to life, so to speak. And then we want to come out here across from our nipples to the spleen box. And you want to tap that little spleen. And then something else we can also do is crossing our energy. So you can either cross it by your hand over your knee or just go from your shoulder and come down like this and cross your energies. This way, your puppies aren't getting your scattered energy. Does that make sense? Hopefully so. The next thing I like to do before I take a hold of my little puppy is you reach way out and you bring your hands like this and you roll it under, bring it in. You can also cross your ankles at the same time. And this is when I do it several times a day because you just get discombobulated throughout the day. Our days are busy. And this just kind of helps your brain settle down and take a breath and relax. You can also switch your hands and do it the other way and switch your feet. It works on both sides of the beautiful brain. So we can do those type of things to energize ourselves and calm our energies. And then to end it, you would put your middle finger and your belly button, one on your third eye. You would push in and pull up, and you would take several deep breaths. And this will allow the energy from the yin and yang, our upper and lower, to balance. And that's what we want. And I don't know why the toolbar has upgraded. I don't know if you guys can check this out, but they won't let me have this. Okay, toolbar. Maybe I don't want that toolbar. Let me see if I can do this and now see if it'll let me have it. There we go. There we go. Okay, have to erase a little bit. So the information that I'm going to share with you today, please, please do not use this as a replacement for your visits to your vet. That is very important that you and your animals go to the vet and be seen by a professional. This is to grant you everyday tips to help you keep your animals healthy and loved, because we all love them. And we all have that special bond with our animals. And that energy of love, which enhances the bond between you and your pet, just gets that much greater when you do these simple little techniques on them. Be discerning and try to do what your pet seems to enjoy the most, which you, being the owner, would know. And it is interesting that our pets may reflect what is going on with us. Is your animal being a mirror of you? So many times that is the case. And is their skin itching secretly because it's telling you that you have a problem with letting go of things? I learned that one from my puppy, and yes, he was right. So touch, as we know, is the very first sense that our animals do develop. Their entire body is covered with these beautiful touch-sensitive nerve endings. And it truly will fill your hands with the work you do with them. If your animal walks away and doesn't want any part of energy medicine healing, that's okay. Keep introducing them to it and just letting them go on by, and pretty soon they'll get the catch that, hey, maybe this is okay for me to do. So your safety net is that you will always know when they have had enough and have no qualms about getting up and trotting away and leaving. We've all had that. You may start with just a couple minutes of grooming, get that brush or that comb out and start grooming them. It is totally up to you and the size of your animal of whether you sit, stand, or lay down. Because some people like to lay down with their little babies to work on them. And it's beautiful when we can do that. So gently, now I brought out, y'all know, if y'all know me very well, y'all know that I love my huskies. So gently start massaging their heads with just little tiny circular motions. You don't want to go grandiose. And you want to do it all the way down from the tip to tip. And you can use your fingertips or your entire palm, depending on the size of your animal and what feels good to them, and also to you, because it's not the same, right? And this is not letting me, okay. Try closing your eyes. I don't know how many of you have pets. I know that all of us here do. Closing your eyes and just get that connection and tune in to their feelings and their needs more easily. Because when we close our eyes, what are we doing but bringing that beautiful divine right in with us? And I knew it was going to do that. Let me see if it'll let me have the next one. I'm not doing this type of vamp next time. I don't know why this is. It's going to roll through them all and then we'll go. Hopefully. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. And this one's going to be the same way. When you work with your animals on a regular basis, so I mean daily if you can. I know it's a busy world we live in, but oh, they appreciate it so much. You get to know your animal's actual body. Therefore, you will notice anything irregular very quickly, and you can feel it with your hands. Allow them to get accustomed to your special energy medicine techniques or touch so that they will relax and sit down even more voluntarily for you to do this for them. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the spinal flush. I do this on us and Dave does it on me, and we do it on our pets. Thor doesn't like it so much, but Loki, he does. There's a reason. With relaxed fingers, and you gotta be relaxed, because if you're tense, you're not going to get anywhere with your animal. You want to start, okay, their spine, we know, goes straight down the middle. So we want to start up here, and we want to go back down to this base of the spine, and you want to do both sides of the spine. Depending again on the size of your animal, you can do both sides at once with two hands, or you can do one side and then do the other. You want to do it about 3 times, and you want to start up at the eyes and just go back. And what I do at the end, I just don't go off their tail. I swish it like this because that doesn't allow it just to fly off. It actually allows it to absorb. So you just want to stroke it and talk to them softly, very sweetly, very calmly, stating their name. And you can even, you don't have to do a straight line. You can do it circular as you go down. It's all up to you. But when you get used to doing it, as you're going down the spine, you will feel the bumps, the hot spots, and the cold spots as you're going down. So as we flush these toxins, it will so ingratiate your pet. So the ideal time to work on these little boogers or big boogers, it all depends, is after they go on a very energetic walk, and then they just want to lay down at your feet and just curl up because that pent up energy is out of them. So you want to sit together very quietly. And again, softly, and I'll keep telling you that softly, softly, softly. And visualize actually communicating with your animal. We can do so many things with intention and with our mind that they can feel what we are saying, and we can understand what they are saying. We may not hear the words, but we can still feel it. Touch therapy is a universal communication motion, and that is essential for your bond with your little furry critter. It's essential with everybody, but especially with our furry little critters. Do not rely on shouting your commands. At first, I did this with my little ones. They were a handful, and it didn't help. It just made things a lot worse, and I got even more upset. So make your animal literally stretch to hear you. Speak it almost in a whisper, firmly, but quietly, and you'll be surprised at what you get back. Decrease the volume, and your animal's attention will increase. You will increase the blood circulation, which benefits the entire body and promotes health. And that's what we want in our babies. It also increases the lymphatic flow and encourages all the removal of all those toxins from the immune system and reduces their anxiety and stress, because we're going to learn a lot more. There's so many beautiful things we can do for ourselves and for our pets. It is simply amazing. Now, this is just a basic massage formula, and we can do this anytime with your little animal sitting at your feet facing you. You want a hand on their chest and one up here on their little noggin. And you want to get as comfortable as possible. And you want to do those first preliminary little strokes all the way down to the tip of their little bitty tail. And you want to start with one hand, like I said, on their chest. And you want to keep that hand there. You want a stationary hand. And then you want your moving hand or your roving hand. And then you want to synchronize your breathing as much as you can with theirs. It makes a big difference. Gently stroke, and keeping, like I said, that one hand on their chest. You can use the other hand to touch wherever, down the tail, the neck, the legs, the back. But one thing we don't want to forget, you know how I talk about all of us always pulling our doggone ears out? All the meridians are right here. And if you flip that ear upside down, it looks like there's a baby right there in your ear. So with our animals' ears, my dogs will literally melt to the floor when you start massaging their ears, and they will push harder and harder, and they want it more and more. Believe you me, if you want your dog calm, Start massaging those ears, start giving them some love. It doesn't take much and it feels good for both of you because you get benefits from it also. And you can't see my figure eights very good, but I hope you understand what I'm saying here. When you get an animal to lie on their back and stroke on gently over their abdominal area with very small little figure eights, please remember this is a submissive pose for them and it's very vulnerable for them. So please, no sudden hand movements or jerks or you will break their trust. So you want to have them laying like this and literally, I mean, figure eights on their belly. It changes the energy. You can do figure eights over their whole body. Some people probably think I'm pretty crazy as many amount of figure eights that I do on myself every day. And you can also, depending on the size of your little animal, rest their hindquarters in your hand. Roll it. Just rock it slowly. This can relax the animal and help them feel safe because at times I know how startled my little dogs are all the freaking time. They go off at everything. So let's keep them calm and help them to feel safe. But it also may help when you rock them like this. Some of our animals get hip dysplasia and back pain, and this will help calm that down because you're rocking it. Another good technique is if you get your hands in a claw like this, and it looks silly, I know, I do it to me all the time, and I firmly grasp and connect to the joints and let go. Grasp and let go. It puts that energy in there and then releases it. So if there's any stuck energy, it will release it and let it go. You can also feel the heat or the cold from it, and you can do this. You can also release as you come down like this and just massage off of their little bodies. It is so imperative that we take as good as care of them as they do of us. Now, this is the Hopi Indian technique. The Hopi Indians in New Mexico are renowned for their healing traditions. The word Hopi itself means peaceful ones, and they are peaceful. And this directly connects with the brain. There it came back. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my computer. And encourage it to release any muscle spasms and tightness on the back and relieve the pain. It releases the pain in the spine, but it also affects the whole body. So make sure, again, like I said, you're grounded and shielded. Rub your hands together. I know I say this a lot, but rub your hands together. Shake off any still negative energy. So many times people just grab you. And when they grab you without shaking off that energy, what's going on in their day? How are their energies doing? Are their energies safe or are they still? Or do they have some negative energies on them? And when they grabbed you, it went right into you. Remember, grab your hands, shake them off, get rid of those old, icky, stuck energies. I even, after I get done with a client, I wash my hands and run them under cold water because it releases that energy from that client. We can do it with our animals too. Now, I know you've heard of the crown pull, that we can do it on human beings, but we can also do it on our lovely pets. So it's the Mohican center line of the head. Okay. This opens the head and allows that energy to be stimulated. So as you would do it on you, you push in and pull out, push in and pull out, and you go all the way through. Well, on these little guys, you do the same thing, except you don't push as hard as what you would push for yourself. You push and pull. Now, again, Thor doesn't like this. Loki does, and he just shuts his eyes and he'll just rest his head back up in you. So you just do it with your fingertips on both sides of the central line and pull apart. Now, I actually like to go on the off sides too, because of the simple fact there's stuck energy within you. You just want to move an inch and repeat and keep doing it until you're completely down the line to reach the end of the neck, and make sure your pressure is gentle. I know that I do hard pressure, but if you don't do any pressure at all, you're not going to get anywhere. You've got to do a little bit. Place the palm of your hand at the base of the neck, about 2 inches off of the skin itself. Leave your hand there and tune in. Just allow yourself. If you need to close your eyes, close your eyes. Get in synchronized with your breathing and hold your hand over that energy center. What do you feel? Do you feel heat? Do you feel cold? Do you feel tingling? Do you feel it wobbly? It doesn't matter if you can't feel anything, but if you can feel it, that's where you know you need to move the energy down the spine and away. You can also, and I don't know if I put this in here, you can press on it and move it around. You can do figure eights or you can go clockwise on it. Okay. So we can also, when you're doing the spinal flush, you can do a spinal sandwich. I don't like doing the spinal sandwich because it literally hurts me when we do this. So it's where you would literally push in and pull, push in and pull. To me, it's not comfortable. It hurts. And yep, you can feel every little owie there is, but it's very healing and strengthening energy. It's focused. It's very laser-like, and you can get in there deeper. But again, be careful. When you do this type of work, it's calling the yang energy, which is outgoing and invigorating. And you may be drawn to pulling in the quieter, more introvert of the calming energy of yin, in which case you would visualize the energies coming up from Mother Earth. Remember, yin comes in on that little pad right behind our toes. Yang comes in through our crown. And if you are not clear which one to pull in, pull them both in and let the animal prefer which it likes. And you're thinking, how does the animal know? They know, believe me, they're closer. If you think about it, dog spelled backwards is God. So they're pretty close. Okay. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot them out at me. Before you finish doing your little energy medicine technique on it, pinch. You know how I talk about like when you do your eyes and I say to pinch the skin, get that energy out of there, pinch the skin over their spine very gently. Very gently. Begin at the neck and do it all the way down. My dogs like that part. And then you want to end up doing a figure eight on the whole entire body. Brush off their back just with your hands, with your energy, and their legs and their feet. A variation of this is to put both thumbs on the side of the spine. The closer you go, and go down. Full travel, full length. And that means you wouldn't stop. So when I teach people, when they're here with me, I teach people, if you feel a knot here, you stop and you massage that puppy the whole way down. On animals, not so much because they'll walk away from you. We kind of know what's going on. So you can get in there and get this stuff out of you. It's always a good idea to work with your energy the whole length. And like I said, and here I already put it here, to wash your hands in the cool water after you do energy work, to cleanse any tired energy that you may have picked up, because our puppies, any animal can have tired energy. So this is the ancient Egyptian sun technique. It's just like this, just like I tell you to do this and do this, right? So your animal should be standing. You want to form that O. You want to put one on the neck, one on the tail. And if you're not tall enough, like with our horses, we can go a little bit further. Your little finger is the only thing touching their skin. The only thing. Everything else is above. And you just trace it along in between the shoulders, all the way down. And this 0 will actually, while you are focusing, bring the yang energy from the sun right down into that O and into the back, invigorating and energizing your animal. Now, my dogs don't like the O very much. So just try it and see what your animals think. Let me know what they think. So again, here is my Vigor Healing 8, continuing on these properties of the Tibetan 8. It is used in so many different cultures. And you just trace that figure 8. You can do it over your animal's eyes if they're having problems seeing. You can do it anywhere. You just start on the bridge of the nose and you just go all the way down. I literally, when I do my morning daily energy minutes, figure 8s are always in there, and I do them throughout the day. And you can do them 2 inches out. You don't have to be on the skin. You can do them out from you, whatever feels good to you. And this gets the energy literally moving in the body. It changes it. Don't ask me how these figure 8s do, but every time I do a class on figure 8s or take a class on figure 8s, I'm really surprised at how much they talk about the energy that it creates. They've been doing it for centuries. It also helps the energy start crossing over the entire body. So you have that cellular level in which in turn helps to achieve a healthier energetic balance. And that's what we want for our animals. And we want that brain, the right and left brain, to be integrating correctly and making sure that corpus callosum is functioning properly, the gray matter, the white matter. We've got all that within our animals, just as we do in our health. And we need to have that foundation of health, and so do they. So when your animals are relaxed and out for the count on their backs, gently hold and open the palms, the third eye, and the navel. You know how I did it with us? Push in, pull up, and allow the upper and lower body to connect. That's what you're doing with your animal too, but you don't want to push real hard. The hookup is a key pathway of energy and activation. And this is a radiant circuit, and it has nothing but healing energy within it. It also grants them courage and helps them interact with you and other animals, which they do need. It's very good for the fearful puppy or animal that goes on the offensive to disguise the animal's fear, which we know they all do. Fun fact, I just thought this was cool, that the print of your animal's nose is as unique as our fingerprints are, and that a nose can smell 1,000 times better than you. And their hearing is obviously a lot better because we get lots of barks. So chakras, massage briskly and then figure 8 with your fingertips over the 5 meridian points. And let me see if I can move this up for you can see this. Oh, come on. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, this is just a puppy's meridian points. There's meridian points for every single animal out there. If you are not sure of the location, place your hands on either side of the shoulders and start massaging in circles all over the shoulder, going down to the rib cage and over the hips, adding a bit of pressure and figure 8s in the general area of these points. Now, gallbladder 34 is to relieve pain and tension in muscles, ligaments, and tendons. And they are going to be a little grouchy with you about this. So do it easily, very tenderly. Come back to it if they will not let you do that. Do that figure 8 over them. Change that energy. BL bladder 11 is for strong bones on top of the shoulders right here. And both of these points are especially good for those beautiful German Shepherds. Central 17 for the long and the heart on the chest between. Central 12 is for the intestines and a little bit further back towards the navel. Liver 13 is internal organs back towards the hips and nearly to the edge of the rib cages. Did you know that dogs have sweat glands and they're in between their paws? You know how I talk about us rubbing our gates and getting that stuck energy out of our gates? Well, animals have them too. And you can rub their gates in their paws to release any negative energy that may be stuck and to help their sweat glands so maybe they aren't patents quite so heavily. My dogs do not like this at all. So working with the chakras, as we know, we, just like our animals, have the same things. Chakras, or chakra, is the I can't even talk tonight, scan script for wheel. We all know that. And it's exactly what they are. They are wheels. They are spinning wheels of energy that are located in different parts of the body. Now, here in the States, we work with 7 major ones, and we only go 7 layers deep. We can go 14 layers deep, and there's thousands of nadas and minor chakras associated on the body. Different parts of the body relate to different chakras, and we want them all spinning to the right. We want them all vertical. We want them to work as a team. So add any extra focus that you feel needs an extra shot of healing attention. And we can tell that again by running our hands over it. Now you're thinking, oh, my hands can't feel that energy. Get energy going in your hands, shake it off, and go over. You will not believe what you're able to feel. If you do any type of Reiki, you will automatically feel that. The root chakra, we know, is located at the base of the tail, on top of the tail. Sacral is over the womb. The solar plexus is on the withers. The heart is over the heart, throat, and over the throat. The brow is over the brow, and the crown, of course, is on the top of the ears and over the ears. And we can actually do a line like this, and we'll talk more about those next time, about what we can do to help our animal chakras. Remember, chakras is individual with many layers, as I stated, and can be any color. So don't have too many preconceptions about the color itself. Color is very powerful. So why not test the collar or the harness? I don't do that. They have a blankie and they have different colors, and you can tell when they're feeling different moods because of the colors they lay on. And I went way out of sync, but that's okay. So you can test on their throat chakra area what different colored materials. You can literally touch them, have your arm out, and test if this color is good or not for them. So you would surrogate test like the old-fashioned test, or you can do your finger test. So with which one strengthens and which one makes it weaker, right? As a generalization, red and orange is a very energizing, but not good for an overactive animal. If I put orange and red around Thor, we have a problem. He's going off the script already. Blue and green might be better. An overactive animal, or any animal that needs balancing, I find that blue and green works a lot better than the reds and the oranges do. My dogs do not like the browns. They do like the yellows. They don't like the purples. It all depends on your animal. They'll ask for and know what they need. The objective of working with the chakra system is to get and keep all the energy moving through these stations and avoid tired, stagnant energies, which we all know about because we have them every day, right? Because we don't want our animals having any physical problems, because the chakra energy spins out of the body itself. It is relatively easy to sense it and to feel when that chakra is out of alignment and needs attention. By feeling this instinct, because we have that automatic instinct, we know that when you hold your hand, oh, and look at this, it came out wrong. I love that. It's supposed to say chakra. I love how it went by what I said. What do you need to feel about this energy? So if it is strong or weak, moving or stagnant or hot or cold, is it easy to locate? Or is it difficult? I find it very easy. What about you? Tootsie area is the quickest and most simply to test. That means they're a little buhiny, right? Okay, and thought it went on. Chakras are very effective to work with when you're dealing with damaged emotions because it's releasing at those deepest depths. So always check them if your animal is a rescue animal, has had traumatic past, or recently been upset. There's so much you can pull from them, and they respond so beautifully to energy. If you are particularly well tuned to your animal, you may be able just to sink right down into the layers of that specific chakra where the past is stored, and the sense is the key issue that has affected them. Animals have larger and more vibrant chakras than what we do in relationship to their body side than we humans. I wish ours was as vibrant as theirs. And therefore, they respond very quickly to this type of work. Working on them actually encourages the body's energies to balance by themselves and to strengthen your pet's inner resources. Sometimes I wish they could just talk, and the abilities to repair and replenish from within, originally, organically, and naturally back to their original set point. Now, I couldn't find the stirring of the soup, so I just got a bowl and put stirring of the soup in it. Now, one of these benefits, the simple techniques can have profound benefits, particularly in the emotional arena for your animal. Hold the left hand over the chakra area and circle anti-clockwise for 1 minute, and then hold the right hand and do the same thing, except go clockwise, and then figure eights for 15 seconds, and then just hold your hand over the area for 15 to 30 seconds, sending love and healing into that energy vortex, and enjoy the unique work with your animals because they so appreciate that love. And I'm sure you all can tell that when you work with your animals, can't you? I'm sure you can. The root and sacral chakras work in combination. And without a doubt, this is the area to work on rescue animals. I know I keep bringing that up because rescue animals, just like us, when we've been through inner child struggles and trauma, these animals are going to go through the same things we are. They are just not going to be able to show it in the ways that we can. But when you work with the root and sacral, it's very grounding for them. And when they lie down, they are drawing Earth's energy up through that sacral and root chakra, and also in their minor chakras, in their paws or hooves. Earth energy is yin in nature, female. So it is cooling, calming, contracting, coming back into their space, back into a tribe, the womb of the chakra. And if you've never done womb chakra stages, should. That's pretty interesting. So the solar plexus, this is fear and ego for these guys, and the one to work on if you have a fearful animal or an excessively dominant animal. The entry point for the yang energy into the body is again on that bottom through the crown, the yin is through the foot. If the yin and yang are constantly out of balance, you're going to have a problem. They're going to be rowdy. They're going to be ruling your home. Don't let them rule your home. This is your home. You live in it and cohabitate together. Make sure you clear the minor chakras on the feet so that they can stay in balance with their yin energy. I didn't do this at first with our puppies, and our puppies were scattered everywhere. So make sure you do that. You can even do something as gently as just taking them off, taking
Come
it
on,
off the
go, go. Come
ends. Heart chakra. This is said that it's not a major shocker on animals. And there, I must have been on a bone that day. As they are so evolved, they are all heart. Our animals are the most loving little sweethearts. However, connecting into this chakra gently enhances the loving bond between the two of you. And that's what you want, is a loving bond between you and your animal. Work this chakra if you are weaning the animals, or if there are new animals coming into the home, or if one has been lost and you like to include flower essences. Now, flower essences we will talk about next time, because there's only so much we could do, and I knew you didn't want to be here for a few hours. So take a minute to connect your heart with theirs. Sit them in front of you, look into their eyes, and connect your heart chakra with theirs. Do a figure 8 if you need to make sure you are connected, because it's all about the love that we serve back and forth to our little animals, even though sometimes they are upsetting. The throat chakra, excuse me. Dogs communicate telepathically, so there is not such an important chakra as it is on humans, but it can get blocked and cause a problem over the area. The third eye and the crown chakra work closely together, as we all know, and they operate on psychic levels, as we all know, and are totally connected to the universe and to you, as we all know. Deeply stressed dogs will sometimes shut down in these chakras. Notice the dull emptiness in their eyes of the deeply traumatized animal. And if you've ever been around a traumatized animal, you will see it quite quickly. Many are uncomfortable with any area being touched. So please be really gentle. And as humans, we need to be sensitive to that delicate dance of energy that's within us, because that dance can get out of hand really quick. And it can also go the other way rather quick. So you can also hold any two chakras at the same time. So say you want your heart and your crown chakra, you can hold them at the same time. Breathe and connect. That's supposed to say breathe. You can see how good I did. Breathe and connect their energies with your intention as it flows through your hands. Don't forget to always retest that after you make the correction, because at times we may not see it and there's something else hidden behind there and it doesn't connect. So we need to make sure that all is balanced. Make sure, please. Sit in front of your animal. Like I said, hasten, do figure 8s. I already said it, but link it to your heart and keep repeating the word love, cherish, nurture, safety, healing, strength, and joy. That is comforting and bonding, because we need this with our little ones. Now, the aura. One of the easiest ways to work with your animal is simply hands-on aura sensing. And I know we all know what auras are. It's done from the heart with lashings of love. So sit quietly again with your animal and say a small prayer to ensure that the healing you give will come only from the highest source of love. So I put this little prayer in here. May I bring healing energies of the highest love and light for my animal. You can put in their name today in the most divine way. Lay your hands gently upon your animal anywhere that draws your attention to them or where they want you to draw in your attention to them. And take a couple of deep breaths, just balance your energy. Then lift your hands off the actual fur itself and hoover over the edge of the aura because it's very inviting. It has a pulse and it's really exciting to move it. When you learn how to move energy, you can move it, you can bring in other colors to enhance the aura. Okay. Now, again, if your animal doesn't want to be touched and moves away from you, that's okay. That's all right. In the veterinary hospital, it's hard to imagine the animal size of a chess piece sitting on your cupped hands in front of you. This is effectively your heart center. So they want you to do this. With your imaginary pet in your hands, sending pure love, healing and replenishing energy to that little animal, and perhaps doing figure eights between the heart and the figure to deepen the connection. When they are at the vets and you're not allowed to be with them, this is something we can do. And it brings them peace and harmony. Smile as you do this. Let them feel your love. Don't doubt that that bond of love is there and it has the power to support these natural healing abilities, not only in our animals, but in ourselves. So make sure you're doing that self-care and that self-love. Always visualize your pet as fit, well, and healthy. Because if we visualize that, then it must be. Because if we visualize other, then it may not be. Manifestation follows thoughts. So visualize them as healthy because the more we visualize it, the more healthier they will be. And I'm sure y'all know about manifestation and how well that works. So thank you for joining our little endeavor for energy medicine for our little fur babies. Next time, in 2 weeks, we will be learning about our meridians for our animals and how to run them. Yes, we can run them. What essential oils are good for your animals? And again, even though it may test that it's good for you, you need to test it again when you're by your animal, touching your animal to make sure it is for your animal's highest good. Holistic health is so beautiful. Why not grace them with holistic health? How to always prepare yourself for the future, for your babies. Flower essences are very important for them. Crystals. I don't put crystals in my dog's kennels no more because they think they're rocks and they don't like to give them back. So I have to be careful where all my little crystal grids are because they like to take my crystals. So be careful with your crystals. But there are crystals just for our beautiful pets. So join us for the second webinar on our beautiful little fur babies. Ricky, thank you so very much. Thank you for the notes. It was all good. God bless you all. And I pray that this helps a little bit. I know that I had some misspellings in there. I went through this so many times. When we work with our little fur babies, it is so important to make sure everything we do for them is out of love. Now, I know with my little babies, they are almost 2 years old and they're pretty rambunctious and I get pretty frustrated with them. So yes, I do raise my voice at my puppies and then I have to really catch myself. See, one of them's right there in dad's hands. And it's hard not to be frustrated with our animals. And I apologize again for the mistakes in my printing. Sometimes you can look at this 1,000 times and you don't see the mistakes. So I pray that you have an absolutely beautiful day, rest of your evening. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and we can talk about this. I'll give you a couple places next time of where you can go get some more information about energy healing for your dogs. But if we can do it for us, we can do it for any animal. I have worked on guinea pigs, I've worked on fish, on parrots, you name it, I've done it. And it's simply amazing the emotions that these little guys carry. It is really surprising, especially a little old fish. They have big emotions. So everybody, please, thank you for coming here with us today, with me today. And God bless you for joining. And I hope to see you next time. Good night. Thank you.